Something that's been living rent-free in my head is our orientation to power and leadership. Who makes the decisions? Hi, I'm Isabella. I teach women how to move money like a matriarch and create economies that make the patriarchy obsolete. Notice how often we default to authority, and the way our bodies have learned to read that is by following the loudest person in the room, or the most charismatic, or the one with the strongest personality. We call that power, or better yet, our bodies interpret that as power, but I want to offer a different perspective. In a pack of dogs, for example, the leaders are almost never the most aggressive ones. They are the calmest, the ones with the most regulated internal ecosystems. The whole pack orients around their steadiness, not around dominance or aggression or performance of control. In a matriarchal context, power follows regulation, not aggression or dominance or the most forceful personality. The most grounded internal ecosystem becomes the orienting center. The community, like the pack, naturally gravitates towards its most settled, most ecologically attuned members, which means aggression and dominance are actually expressions of dysregulation, not power. What it made me think of was that patriarchy is not exactly a power structure, it's a dysregulation hierarchy. And now I can't unsee it. Which means decolonization work, which includes attuning and tracking and regulating your internal ecosystem, ancestral reckoning, the indigenization of our relationship with land and each other, is the restoration of a different internal power structure that flows outward. Because when you settle inside, dysregulation will feel like poison. And as a result, a community of people who are settled in their bodies will naturally orient around its most settled members. Part of what the Colonial Project did was to disrupt that regulation by severing the connection to land and ancestors, removing the village and installing scarcity, and then replaced the regulating center with a dominator, a paper symbol to chase, and called it civilization. So in short, regulation is reclamation, building a community of settled nervous systems that naturally distributes power outward versus concentrating it. That's matriarchal power.